Alright, well, I just got off work, and this is my last day as a correction officer with the Florida Department of Corrections. So, it's a good feeling. Alright. Yeah, it's a good feeling to finally be able to done with this. Feels like a EOS for me in a sense, like inmates in the sentence when they get out of prison. So for me, it's just like, ooh, I'm finally free. Looking back at it. It's a great feeling. So today, well, tomorrow's really my last day, but I'm not going in on my last day. I'm calling, and I'm assuming that we get the point. So yeah, today was a really good day. Got a lot of farewells from the staff and the inmates. You know, good luck. You know, wish you the best, kind of stuff like that. So glad that to be done with this, because this corrections is not bad, but it's not for everybody, as they say. So I'm finishing up 2 years of this, and I'm glad to get back out in the free world, sort of say. My biggest issue here, I was at a Holmes C.I. My biggest issue was the pettiness. Rules on top of rules on top of rules on top of rules. I mean, that shit gets old. I can understand the rules for the inmates, but staff is like, y'all are just getting too petty. So I'm glad to be done with that. Now I'm looking forward to working with at-risk youth as a youth mentor. So hopefully they don't have to go to the place where I just resign from working at, because it's a negative place. You know, just a lot of negativity. Me, I'm a positive person naturally. That's what I practice. So even for me, it takes a toll just coming in 12 hours a day and dealing with all that negativity. So, you know, it's an okay job. But I don't want to do it anymore. I have my reasons. Everybody that comes and goes have their reasons. My reasons is to be a help in the community and also get away from the bullshit. So I'm happy to finally be done with that. I mean, stuff you gotta deal with, it really ain't worth it. At Holmes C.I. there's really not any big issues like it is at other institutions. My biggest issue is just the pettiness, you know, stupidity between the inmates and staff, and I feel like I'm stuck in the middle dealing with all that crazy nonsense. So really, I'm just trying to get out here, get my freedom back, and get back into the free world, get away from the bullshit, and also make a positive difference in the lives of at-risk youth, which is going to be my next step starting Thursday. So I'm looking forward to that. I had great conversation with the inmates here, but you know, they're grown men, and also that I tell them day to day, pull your pants up, get in line, shut up. You know, basic stuff that they can't even follow. So I really have no hope for them as far as bettering their future or following through with their goals or whatever it is they want to do, because a lot of them, they're just going to be either prison or the streets. That's the sad reality for a lot of them. But I do have a conversation with quite a few of them that are getting out really soon, and you know, they're actually serious. They actually want to make a difference in their lives. So I have positive conversations with quite a few of them. But for the majority of them, young, old, and they're just dumb. Like their habits, it's just something that can't be corrected overnight. And a lot of stuff is generational. And there's really nothing that I can say right now to erase or undo generational worth of damage. Like I said, I do have good conversations, but what I'm looking forward to doing now as far as working with the at-risk youth, I have more hope for the youth than I do grown-ass men. So that's one of my desires. Why I'm leaving is just to be able to do that. You know, the youth are the future. And I believe a lot of the inmates there at the institution now, they didn't have the intervention or someone there when they're at this stage of being at risk. So without an intervention or guidance, you know, more likely they're going to end up in prison, which I feel like a lot of them 18, 19 years old, that's why they're there. So I want to be more part of the prevention and actually get out here in the community to where I can actually be more effective in what the mission or the vision that I have in my mind that I would like to do. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to that. I actually had a lot of inmates and staff over the last few days understand where I'm coming from as far as what I'm trying to accomplish. So that's saying a lot. You know, that even the inmates that are in the position that they're in prison, like a lot of them grew up in the juvenile system, so they understand that it is important and that what I'm trying to do with them is be more part of prevention. Because, you know, if you don't have to come to prison, why come to prison? If someone is there to help you, guide you along the way, and show you some alternatives, some better things for your future, I don't believe you should need to come to prison. So, I say a lot of these inmates, I believe they didn't have that kind of positivity or whatever, so they come to prison and now it's too late for them. I can't do anything for you in this position other than babysit you until you get on your rack for count, go to chow, whatever, go to sleep. So I just want to be in a position where I can actually help. So I'm getting support on both sides of the aisle from staff and inmates of what I'm trying to do. So I think this is more of a calling for me. Something I always wanted to do for years. Opportunity came along and took advantage of it. So it's gonna be for me, it's gonna be a great experience. Just get out of that negative environment. Even I may have some negativity with these kids, but I feel like I can see their potential and I have a lot that I can offer to them as far as suggestions of what's possible beyond their current situation, their current mindset. It takes an open mind to see all possibilities. So, yeah. It's going to be a great thing to so I've been here in corrections at Florida's Holmes C.I. for a little over 2 years now. So, and it's crazy when you dread coming to work. Well, I don't look forward to coming to work. I mean, it pays the bills, but the money ain't everything. A lot of people there, a lot of officers there, they're money driven, so they'd rather be unhappy and have money. But I'd rather be happy and find something that's more rewarding for me and take a pay cut. But I can be more effective. So that's just where I'm at with this. I mean, so I'm feeling good about it. I'm following what I want to do. I want to finally be at a job where I can be happy with doing what I'm doing, not just a job making income and not happy or doing something I hate. So I want to be able to change lives and be a positive force, influence also. So I had a pretty good time. I want to say a pretty good time there, but some pretty good conversations with a lot of inmates throughout my 2 years there. So I got respect. I didn't have to be rude or all out to earn it, you know. So that's the biggest thing. Just, you know, firm, fair, and consistent. So, but I'm not gonna miss it. I'm definitely not gonna miss it. It's the type of job there. On the outside, people don't even know that you exist until you pop up in the news. So, not that I need the recognition, but it's just like there was nothing there for me to miss. Nothing good. I said the best things I enjoyed about this job was when an inmate was coming to me telling me that they're going home in a matter of days, or going home tomorrow, or going home in 3-6 months. Yeah, I enjoy hearing that. That's positivity right there, you know. Or they got a plan what they're gonna do when they get out. Or also claim I'm never coming back here. That's good. Like, that's the kind of stuff I like to hear. I don't like to hear negativity, you know, or the race car, you know. For example, as a black inmate may feel like you should let him get away with something, or let him violate just because he's black and I'm a black officer. Like, that shit is like, you as a grown man, you shouldn't even use that authority to get your way. Like, you should be, you know, understanding as a man that it don't work like that. You know, I'm fair to everybody. I don't play the race card, but, you know, it's a love-hate relationship, how I look at it. I'm still the same. They may say, well, you changed. I'm only reacting to what you give me, so like I'm only dishing out what you give me, so that's usually how it is. But let's say all that stuff is in the past now. I'm trying to go be a positive change to some youth, and which is the future, and that's gonna be more rewarding for me to be able to change, you know, a kid's life, and for them to not go to prison. That's the whole point. That's part of reducing recidivism. That's what Department of Corrections is all about. Yeah, when you get out, we don't want you to come back. A lot of them guys do come back. Either they don't know nothing else, or they just love prison. They just want to come back. So, but if I can get you at the intervention stage, because, you know, these average youth, they haven't been convicted yet. So if I can get you at that stage, yeah, that's where I want to get you at. I can't do nothing for you in prison, but I can get you in that intervention stage where you're pretty much halfway there, but you're not quite there. But if you continue your bad behavior, yeah, you will be there. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. So as I continue the same mission, you're just doing where I can be more effective. You know, like I said, the good conversations in prisons are okay, but you can't do nothing with that. You can't apply that right away. I mean, you can, but what good is it gonna do you in prison, unless you're getting out really soon? But then again, like I said, these are grown-ass men. I shouldn't tell you this stuff. A child, yeah, I can be more sympathetic with. You know, I'm expecting you to be stupid or be whatever. I mean, you're a kid. Like, what else can I expect? But these are grown-ass men that act like kids, and it really shouldn't be that way. So, I'm trying to do some positive things in the community. You know, something that's gonna be rewarding for me. Something I can look forward to going to work to every day, and actually look forward to today being that day a child will change your life, do something different. So that's what it's gonna be. Say corrections is okay, but I feel like a lot of people are drawn there because of the money. That's their reason. I mean, yeah, I need a good paying job, but sometimes some things are more important than that, you know. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. So, like I said, it's not a bad job. I understand that correction has to run 365, 24/7. So you're always gonna need somebody there. But like I said, for me, it was just a job. Like, I've been waiting to get away from that for pretty much since I started. I came into it just to support my family, better paying job. Now it's like I'm still gonna support my family, but I'm gonna make sure this time around that it's something that I want to do, something that I'm happy with, not something that just pays me a certain amount of money an hour. Because I'm not happy with it, so you gotta follow what makes you happy, you know. So I'm at a stage in my life where I just want to be happy and do what I want to do, be happy doing what I'm doing, and not have to deal with the pettiness, the bullshit that comes with it, like at working in a prison. But like I said, people gotta work there. I mean, if everybody in prison just left or there's no workers there, then, you know, there will be no protection for the public. So corrections is big on public safety. That's their number one priority, is public safety. So yeah, different respect the ones that are doing it. But for me, it was just a job, it wasn't a career. So totally different mindset, you know. But going into the working with the at-risk, yeah, I want this to be a career. I'm always wanted to help kids, because kids are always gonna need guidance, you know. Kids are gonna come and go, grow up. Like I said, it's gonna be a meaningful job, rewarding job for me. Something I can definitely see myself sticking with for the long term. But as of right now, no. I can't do it here in corrections. It's not worth it. You already come in with high risk to begin with. You know, you're around dangerous felons, convicted killers. You know, you just don't know what you're going to run into every day. Like I said, you know, all these risks when you come in, that's one thing, but there's always tension on the compound, things like that. So, well, like I said, I don't do anything to cause any issues more than what's already there. Just come and do my job, go home safe at the end of the day. That's the main thing. A lot of officers come in, bring the job to home with them, and bring work. Home to work with them. So I did things my own way. I have my personal habits that I do to keep me positive and things like that. It's a practice for me. So that worked great for me, though. I mean, I'm glad to be done with this bullshit. But at the same time, it paid the bills. So no complaints about that. It paid the bills, but it's just not worth it to me. So yeah, that's where I'm at on this, man. I'm sure there's a lot of people in corrections that have worked correctional officers before. They're in the same boat. You come to the realization that you may came in for one reason, but once you actually are there for a good minute, you realize it ain't worth it. So corrections already has a heavy turnover rate, and that's not going to stop anytime soon, or if not ever. Like it's just the nature of the environment. Like, people come, people go. Me personally, I don't believe it's one of those places that people are meant to stay at forever, whether you're inmate or staff. I think it's just a place where people come for the time being and pass through, you know. And think about it, I don't have no regret about leaving. Like, you should never hear someone say, "Oh, I regret leaving prison." Whether you're inmate or staff, like that, like, you should never hear those words. Who's gonna regret leaving prison? Whether you work, even if you work there, like, if they fire me, I'm not gonna say, "Oh man, I wish I could have kept that job. I missed that job." No, you're never gonna hear me say that. It's whatever. Like, you're actually doing me a favor by either by me getting fired or me quitting on my own. Like, I'm not gonna beg you for a job, especially for this job. I mean, it's just the attitude that I have about it. So like I said, I'm glad I'm leaving on good terms though. So, you know, no harsh feelings, no bad feelings about that. Living on good terms, so that's the main thing. You know, so you can always come back. No, I'm not coming back. Like, no. I have my reasons for leaving it, so why would I want to come back to this bullshit if things don't work out, which they will work out, but, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, this is just a little video I decided to make about leaving corrections, leaving Florida Department of Corrections, so, or any state corrections out there. You know, it's a lot of similarities, so I didn't love my job. It was just a job for me. It wasn't a career, so it's whatever. But yep, that's it for me. I'm happy to be free and back in the free world. You know, I don't have to worry about going through a gate ever again. Amen. I is free.